Hi! For anyone who doesn't already know me or hasn't seen one of my videos before, my name is Ness and I am the Self Advocacy Coordinator for the West Region of Massachusetts. Every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., I post a video right here on Facebook talking about a human rights related topic. The topic I'm going to talk about today is the relationship between human rights and protecting our environment. I believe that protecting our environment, the world we live in, protecting nature, is a human rights issue. The first and probably biggest reason why I feel that protecting the environment is a human rights issue is because protecting the environment is really important to keeping us healthy. There are a lot of ways that the environment not being protected can lead to us getting sick or being less healthy. One way is that drinking polluted water can make us sick. Also, eating fish that has lived in polluted water can make us really sick. Similarly, breathing polluted air can make us really sick. Pesticides that might get sprayed on crops or plants can also make us really sick, and they can kill bees or the habitats that bees live in, which can also be a problem for our health because bees are necessary to pollinate plants to grow food, and we need food to live and stay healthy. Also, some emissions and pollution are affecting our climate and making our earth warmer. This has been linked to an increase in natural disasters like hurricanes, and scientists believe that it has made some of the natural disasters we've had recently be worse than some of the natural disasters of the past. Natural disasters can be really dangerous and can result in a lot of people dying. So those are just a few of the reasons why protecting the environment is really important to keep us healthy and to keep us alive. This is a human rights issue for me because of some articles of the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights that I've talked about several times before in these videos, actually. Article 3, which protects your right to life, liberty, and security of person, which I think is related to these issues because health and life are really inseparable. And Article 25, which protects your right to have the things you need to stay healthy. Another reason why I believe that protecting our environment is a human rights issue is because failing to protect the environment can, I believe, increase the separation between wealthy people who have a lot and people who don't have a lot of money in our society. This is because a lot of the things that make our environment unclean are not necessarily related to the actions of individuals. Sure, it's bad to litter. If you use your car less and ride the bus more, it will lower emissions somewhat. But the worst pollution is caused by big companies with big factories that dump a lot of waste into water or have a lot of chemicals and smoke gushing into our air. Oil pipelines that go across many states and might spill oil in a lot of different places. These are some of the worst causes of pollution. These are also businesses and companies and industries that make a lot of money. So the CEOs of these companies who make the most money have enough money to be able to choose to not live where the pollution is the worst. But people who don't have a lot of money often don't have as much choice in where they live. They have to go where they can get a job, or they have to go where the rent is cheap. And so they might unknowingly be affected a lot more by this pollution. So that brings in the issue of discrimination, which is another reason why I believe that protecting our environment is a really important human rights issue. Both United States law and international human rights law say that all people should be equal. But obviously, if some of us can choose to live in land that is less polluted and some of us can't, then in that way we're not equal. Also, this makes protecting the environment a disability issue because folks with disabilities might have a little bit less choice in where they live because they need certain services that are only available in certain places, or they need to be able to live more cheaply because they might be more likely to have a little bit of a lower income or to be on a fixed income. There are a few examples in recent news that people use to link human rights violations and issues with our environment. One really big news story was the Dakota Access Pipeline. This is an example of potential discrimination related to an environmental issue because the Dakota Access Pipeline, which was supposed to bring oil to the United States, was going to be built in land that was sacred to Native Americans, whereas the leaders of those companies did not have it be in land where they would be affected. Another issue that comes to mind was when Hurricane Maria affected some areas of the southern United States and especially Puerto Rico. That brought discrimination to a lot of people's minds because aid got sent a lot faster to the states within the 48 continuous United States that were impacted, and much more slowly to Puerto Rico, even though Puerto Rico is a protected territory of the United States. So the environmental issue itself might not have been discrimination. Hurricanes aren't sending it, they can't discriminate. But it was an environmental issue that had much worse impact on certain groups of people because of issues of discrimination. So those are just a few reasons why I think that environmental justice and protecting our environment is a human rights issue for everybody, including folks with disabilities. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that this was interesting and that you learned something. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to comment on this video or message us on this page. You can also reach out if you need support or just want to say hi. Definitely also leave a comment if there are any other topics you want me to talk about. And don't forget to check this page often as we post new content every day. Thank you so much.